We've been really lucky over the last 3.5 years to be part of the Combined Jewish Philanthropies Partnership for bringing innovation into supplementary schools.
And this year, the overarching topic of all this project-based learning is Tikkun Olam, repairing the world, and specifically looking at people who are differently abled.
We have one group who was looking at text through art. This group did a very deep exploration of Jewish texts, whether it came from Torah or Mishnah or Talmud, and was able to look at the values that were there, and through art were able to make sense of it in their own life.
The text that they were asked to interpret, I thought, was quite deep. Very core Jewish concepts that they were asked to, create art about.
Working on the project, the text was basically saying, don't look down on any person if they're a kid with disabilities, if they don't understand anything as well as you do. Still try and be their friend and help them.
When I came in for the first art class, I was thinking to myself, I don't want to do this, I'll hate it. But then when I tried, I liked it. The second art class, I said to my parents, I want to go so much.
The lesson that he took away from it is that he could do whatever he wanted if he put his mind to it and try things that he's afraid of doing, and you might like it.
What is exciting me most is that the children are really understanding what we're doing. They just melded right into the project like they've been doing it forever, and this is their way of learning. I wouldn't expect this depth of interpretation from a student of this age.
Our second project was creating sign language videos that would help the deaf and hard of hearing community access prayer. We noticed that there really weren't too many resources for this population.
Well, the project was to help deaf people learn how to pray.
Each child chose the prayer that they wanted to do. Then they actually chose signs that they thought were appropriate for each Hebrew word. And then we talked about the interpretations, what the actual words they were using meant to them, and how the meaning in Hebrew to English in the translation was much easier when they saw it with a visual sign.
I chose this sign because my hands cover our eyes, and that represents darkness. Hoshech.
I liked how the signs actually related to the prayer, and it just made sense that the signs were for that specific word. It was really fun because not only did I learn the English better, but I also learned the Hebrew better because of the signs.
So it was a process of having them more involved. I think that's really what the project is. It's not the teacher telling them what to do. It's including them in, and involving them in their decisions and their choices.
The third project offered a resource for people who have disabilities in their families in the greater Boston area. They created a website, which we used Wiki Spaces. The students learned how to do this on their own. They chose an organization that they were interested in. They learned about the mission of the organization. And then the really neat part was they were able to take Jewish values and wisdom and connect organizations that weren't necessarily Jewish to work that was important to the Jewish community. They're excited about having this resource available that people will actually use for a real purpose.
I was working on House of Possibilities. It helped special needs people learn how to cook and play video games and cheerlead. So it would help them learn how to do stuff like we could do. I liked working with my partner because we could share ideas and see what's best for the wiki page. My Jewish text says, if someone rejects someone, it's his or her own shortcoming that they're rejecting. House of Possibilities make sure that no one's rejected and they love each other all the same. The project meant to me that it's good that I'm helping people with disabilities or that they're special needs.
I feel like from doing the project-based learning here, the kids find it more exciting to come to Sulam now. I feel like the first half of the year, when they came, it was more like they were just going to regular school. Since we've done the project-based learning, many of them get excited to come on Sundays, and they come in and they can't wait to get on the computers. And there's even some students who have done work outside of class on their own, which normally doesn't happen in Hebrew school.
I was really impressed with the websites and wikis that the kids had done. All of them were related to incorporating inclusiveness and disability education. I thought that was a great theme and a great project for the kids.
You wouldn't expect to go to Sunday school and do sign language, so I thought it was really interesting that you could.
The project was exciting and interesting because it helped me realize that other people, even if they have disabilities, they can do something that I can't do, and I can do something that they can't do.
Project-based learning has definitely given me different insight into my teaching methods, because by watching the students and seeing what they are understanding, what they're able to do, I've taken it to the next step in my other subjects.
The project-based learning has impacted the school in a way that I feel the kids enjoy it more. They like to come. It's not just the classroom setting where they're sitting and learning something out of a textbook. I think that it keeps them more engaged and they can relate it more to their everyday lives.
The beauty of this project-based learning is that they're enjoying what they're doing because they're hands-on, they're understanding it better, and I think they're going to remember it.
For the teachers, we personally meet once after the classes are over, and we all sit around and we talk about what happened during our day, and then we look at what's happening next week. What do we need to do? What needs to be fixed? I'm stuck on this one piece of my project. How can I add more or fix it?
So when I think about what Sulam will look like in the future, what project-based learning will look like at Sulam in the future, I see it expanding to all of the grade levels so that we all get a chance to explore in depth different areas of Judaism and Jewish life. I think there's something to be said about empowering these learners and to be able to take our cue from where our students are to be able to help them to make their next rung in our ladder.
And our children have just been amazing. The way they're able to view other people, the way they see things through compassionate eyes and generous eyes has been really remarkable. And their ability to engage with the text and the different mediums, we do think will create this lasting impact on them and this lasting Jewish legacy.